G'day YouTube, how's everyone today? Beautiful afternoon here. You can see behind me, I'm near the cane fields again. And I think the actual train, the Coranda train's coming past. I'm not sure if we'll be able to pick it up. You should be able to pick it up now. I didn't plan this, just by luck. It's coming through. You might be able to see the top of it. It's come down from the mountains. And there she goes now, if you can pick up on that. Hopefully you can. It's taking all the tourists, and there you can see all the white cockatoos, and there you can hear the noise coming into the station, the freshwater station, and scared all the white cockatoos from the cane field. They've done a lot of, to cut the grass and trim things around here, so the white cockatoos have come in for a feed. We've got a lot of them around at the moment because all the trees are flowering around our way too. I'm probably about 10 k's from where I live. I'm actually on the way home from work, but I got an hour to kill, and I got a few good things to say. Maybe it's a bit of a rant, but it's actually based on a conversation I had with a fella yesterday who was in his mid-50s, the same as me, and he was complaining about ageism and ATS. And ATS, if you didn't know, is automated hiring systems. And these days, as there would be around the world, it's become very contentious in the way it filters out suitable applicants. And of course, it's been programmed to pick up keywords, key qualifications. And in fact, in this country, age or ageism cannot be discriminated against, but it's the unspoken truth, isn't it? It's true, it's out there, it's happened to me. I had the same experience based with a previous job down south when I come back from Vietnam, when I had an issue because of my, well, let's say it, too many qualifications. Is this you? Are you in the same situation? Do you have a truckload of qualifications? You may have been to college, university. I went to university. I've done postgrad in teaching, plus additional qualifications because I'm a trainer. And the amount of qualifications, as I say, buy yourself a job, of course, tongue in cheek, but in all seriousness, has this happened to you? I've met so many people in their mid to late 40s, to their 50s, to their early 60s. We've got the government in Australia trumpeting that, you need to get out to work. There's no discrimination in the white cockatoos, in the workforce. But we know there is. It's happened to me. It happened to me in the teaching industry. I come back from Vietnam. I was a senior teacher. I was on 50 odd bucks an hour. And of course, the first people to get cut, it happened to me in Cairns, happened to me on the Gold Coast. Guess who? Is the senior teachers. And that's not just me, but other teachers in the same boat. They'll keep the teachers that are on about $20 an hour less, because it's good business sense. Let's be real. I'm not going to sit here and moan about that. Yeah, of course it's an uncomfortable truth, but it's out there, and I want to touch on that today based on what this fella had to say to me yesterday, and that inspired me to talk about ATS, automated hiring systems. We have them in Australia. They're in the mining industry. They're in many industries. If you got your own spin on it, put a comment below. I'd love to hear it. And also age bias, and it's a big issue. And of course, the politicians saying, and obviously key economists and people in the think tank in the government are telling us that we will need to work to a minimum 67, and now things are coming out of different countries that the age pension, for example, will be abolished in the next 10, 20 years. There'll be none. So how are we going to survive? How about those construction workers? How about those people who build houses, build roads, i.e. heavy manual type work? They're not going to be able to work to the 70s. So I want to talk about that based on the triggers from yesterday. Let's get into it. Age in the workforce. Is it an issue? This is my spin. I'll focus on two key points. Let's get into it. So let's be real. You put your business cap on and think about profits. Okay, the more experienced you are, the more money they're going to pay you. So these days, they're going to look for someone who's less experienced, maybe less qualifications, meets the minimum qualifications, so they can pay them, in the case that I had all those years ago, $20 an hour or less. It makes good business sense, hey? Of course it does. But on the flip side, the person who has worked hard, they've studied a lot, they've spent maybe tens of thousands of dollars on qualifications. I know I have, lots of people in the same boat. And then suddenly they do the right thing, they've leveled up. And I've done videos on leveling up and why you should. And now we look at this case where if you tell them too much or provide them too much or too little, you may not have a job or you may be the first one to be cut. So we know that the more experience you may have, may is the key word, you will be cut first, is what happened to me in the past in that teaching environment down south on the Gold Coast. So that is the first thing I want to mention. Has that happened to you? Anyone in their mid-30s, 40s, 50s, 60s? Have you been in the same boat? I'm sure there's millions of people that have. How did you feel about it? Let's look at the next point. ATS, you see this on social media a lot. I deal with a lot of people trying to get into the mines. And one of the key things I tell them is go and source someone that has worked in the mines, that has worked in HR and have worked with ATS systems, okay? ATS systems, automated hiring systems, and know how those systems are programmed in order for you to see a real person, to get through let's say the filtering system. Most people don't get through that because they haven't paid the bucks, because it's buying yourself a job, isn't it? They haven't paid the bucks to see a professional, to get a professional resume. I'm talking about Australia here in the mining industry, for example, because I work with people in that industry. And then suddenly they've done the right thing and they don't even see a human. This is a big problem. It's happening around the world. Is that you? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your take on it, your spin on it. This is my spin, this is my opinion, but it is based on facts, but you may have another take on it. You may know how to beat the system. I know people who have beat the system, but usually they've hired someone to beat the system. Okay, so that's my take on it. They're here to stay. It's really tough. It's really tough in industry because you can't knock on the door in some of these industries. You can't go cold call. You can't go up there with your resume, hand it to someone, a human, and then hopefully it gets to someone else and they need to hire you. A lot of these companies are hiring these employment agencies that have the software to filter out people they don't want. And we know for a fact, I know for a fact that ageism, as well as qualifications, is an issue. But they want us to work forever. How's that going to work? Think about that. Let's look at the last point. Another point I can come up with or thought about, I shouldn't say all points, but this is what I thought about, is hiring newbies straight off the production line, straight out of college, straight out of university. Now, a lot of people graduate from university or college and can't get a job. That's factually true. But then in some other industries, especially industries that I've been involved with, they prefer the new than the old. Again, it goes back to ageism. It's all interconnected. It's all glued together, stuck together, however you want to spin it. But they prefer the newbies because they're not stuck in their way, or the younger folk, let's say, because they're not stuck in their ways. They can be trained, okay, according to what is required for that type of business they're in, which I get. It makes good business sense. But remember, politicians want us to work forever. So it's like the old adage, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I don't agree with that. I think you can. I'm a living, walking example that you can, but I know there are many people that can't, and they are stuck in their ways, and they don't like to look at fresh, new ideas, and so they're being put in the too hard basket. And when they're put in the too hard basket, they've got a stroke against them, and then virtually they become unemployable, and people won't take the risk because they become too problematic. So I guess this rant, you could call it a rant. It's not a rant, you know, I'm not angry about it. It's just factually true, that, you know, it's a reality of life. You know, in many industries, luckily it's not mine, because you need, like I've said before, a truckload of qualifications to get yourself a job. And a lot of people don't want to teach anyway or train for a variety of reasons I won't get into. That's another video, why people don't want to teach and train. If those teachers and trainers out there, you know what I mean. So yeah, it's one of those issues. It's you know, it's a politician's debate at the moment, because they want, you know, people, you know, they want people paying more income tax. They want you to work till you die. A lot of YouTubers cover that. They want us to work till we keel over. But the people in a variety of industries, like the construction industry, know that that's just not going to work. And other industries as well, I should say. Okay, so I'm gonna finish that one off now. I hope that sort of sparks a bit of debate. It's not such a rant, so I don't want to hear comments, oh, he's gone on a rant. No, this one's not a rant. It's actually putting some substance, some factual key points out there for people to think about. And has that happened to you? I guess that's what I'm trying to find out with you know, people writing comments and telling me the situation they have been in. Yeah, it's been a long day, and I don't edit. I always say that. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the view. It's late in the afternoon. We've got the cockatoos over there and the cane fields, the mountains behind. It is a lovely afternoon. We did have a lot of rain this morning, so it's not bad. It's pretty cloudy. But until next time, enjoy the afternoon, the evening, or maybe the morning, depends where you are. Until next time, peace out.